Hey guys, welcome back to another Terraria challenge. In this video, wait a second, big, small. Didn't we do this already? I'd love to say that I stopped fighting the eye after this, but wait, when did I have a problem spreading misinformation on the internet? The footage you were watching never existed. That's right! Unlike the father who went out for milk, I've decided to be a better man and not abandon a challenge series after one video. I'll abandon this one after two, maybe. My goal for this video is simple. Now that I've beaten Eye of Cthulhu and farmed Eater of Worlds enough to get a spiffy new set of armor, it's about time I fought the next boss. Which is... I don't know actually. I didn't think I'd ever get this far. After some quick googling, I found out we actually have a few options. I could fight Skeletron, Queen Bee, or jump straight to Wall of Flesh. I'll beat one of them in this video and try to set up an arena for the others, but the order I'll tackle them is going to be a surprise. Just ignore the thumbnail, description, and comments. The first thing I did was make a bunch of chests because my inventory was overflowing. No, I will not be categorizing them, and yes, I will spend most of these videos sorting through them to find random items. I went to go mine some Demonite before quickly remembering why I downloaded the light hack in the first place. Flying fish jump scare, flying fish jump scare. It's dangerous to go outside in a thunderstorm. Take cover, kid. Are you taking cover? What? I couldn't be bothered to make yet another elevator, and so I decided to follow a cave system which went all the way down to hell. I was immediately attacked by a stray ember that I thought was part of the background. Turns out this is just the ideal slime body type. Body dysmorphia be damned. I went to mine some hellstone when a massive imp appeared. I didn't know it at the time, but this was a sign of things to come. Notice how the AI seems to be broken? You know, not moving and teleporting? Yeah, I don't know what's with my computer, but get used to it. That's going to be the least of the glitches that are up ahead. Alright, now I have a bit of a confession to make. I went down and down again and again into hell, and most of the time didn't even reach the ground before I was burnt to a crisp. There were even a few moments, like this one, where I didn't even know if I'd be able to reach the lava just because of how many traps were around. I did find the spider stuck in the wall, though. That was pretty cool, I think. Eventually I decided enough was enough, and it was time to actually start doing something with my life. So I went outside, applied for a job, and just kidding. I put hellstone in one of the chests and then immediately forgot which one it was in. It's just gonna be there for the rest of the video. There's nothing you can do about it. I decided to check out the dungeon, and Jesus Christ! The plus side of dying is I eventually figured out that this mod also lets me teleport to the dungeon and hell. Really could have used that earlier. The downside is, yeah, if the old man can teleport, my chances against Skeletron are non-existent. I was not in the mood to fight a skeleton while being swarmed by corrupted creatures, so I decided to make a hell bridge for the Wall of Flesh fight. 30 wood should be enough for the platform, right? In truth, I downloaded an experimental mod to make an instant sky bridge. It let me customize the material and texture of the bridge, but what they neglected to mention in the mod description is that placing an order apparently takes 3 to 5 business days because I was not getting anywhere. I just decided to give up and try and fight the Wall of Flesh, not really thinking I'd ever have any chance at beating it, just out of a morbid curiosity for what it would look like, and Jesus Christ. How am I supposed to fight this thing? It just keeps turning around! Yeah, I gave up on this pretty quick, and I'm not even gonna comment on that. I went to test my metal against Skeletron instead, and he had a massive head. Really. It's like a good 2 inches, man. Which is honestly quite large in my opinion. Maybe even too big. Definitely impressive at the very least. Huh. The god looks a bit different. Alright, I wasn't messing around this time. I just straight up littered the ground with campfires and the occasional heart lantern. The buffs don't stack, this is just my way of taking out my rage against the lag. Speaking of, maybe placing tens of background objects which constantly emit light particles wasn't the best idea for my computer. Either way, the next Skeletron fight went much better. He had 2 smaller hands and a massive head this time. Honestly, really too big. Like, that's way too many inches. Really. Who'd even want to look at something like that? The way the Skeletron fight works is that his head has insane damage reduction until all of his hands are destroyed. More than that, his hands are agile and can swing all over the place in the first phase. The downside is they didn't really do much damage. Comparatively, his head is slower, but it could enter a spinning phase where it deals a nice chunk of damage. Having smaller hands meant he was harder to hit at first, but it meant I needed fewer hits to destroy them, making the first phase incredibly fast and incredibly easier. Even though the Demon Scythe was slow and very hard to angle, by the time I got him into his head-only phase, I just kind of had to run back and forth on the platforms waiting for my mana recharge, and honestly, the whole ordeal wasn't all that bad once I got to chipping his health down. So after all that, let's see what rewards we get. None of these are a weapon.